Welcome back. If you've just joined us, I'm Cholapansa Narula and you're watching Thailand MICE Virtual Expo brought to you by Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau. So we covered a topic that was on venue and organic society. So let's now move on to the Thai food industry. In this session, I'm very pleased to be joined by Mr. Somdet Susomboon, Director General of the Department of International Trade Promotion, the Ministry of Commerce. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
Thank you very much for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
Let's begin with the outlook on the food business. What is the current state of the Thai food industry in the global market?
Actually, Thailand is well known for the food industry as well. And if you look into 2019, Thailand ranked number 11 in terms of the largest export of food items. Even though in 2020 it has been slipped to rank into number 13 due to other competitors like in India and Indonesia that have export a lot of sugar and cereal, something like that.
So we dropped 2 spots down.
2 spots, but we do expect to return soon. And actually, the total market shares of the export of the food item from Thailand is cover about 2.5% of the world food export. And actually, in 2019, we ranked number 2 in Asia after China. And in 2019 as well, that many food items that we export, we ranked number 1 and to number 7 in the world. For example, like we are number 1 in terms of the export of canned tuna, and as well as to pineapple and cassava. And we rank number 2 in terms of the rice export to the world. And of course, sugar as well in rank number 2, but maybe 2020 has dropped a little bit, and we shall return soon. And we are ranking number 3 in chicken, and number 6 in coconut milk, and number 7 in terms of the canned fruit and vegetables.
So why do you think Thai food is, so well recognized around the world?
Well, what we can so from the global, okay, sorry, okay, the
strength of the Thai food industry.
Of the Thai food industry, as you know, that last year under the circumstances of the COVID-19 pandemics, Thailand still be able to maintain adequate food in the country. And we have a lot of export to the global. And other strength of Thai food industry has reflected on food and beverage trade fair in Thailand. And ThaiFex is one of the largest fair of its kind in Thailand and in the region as well. And even now we have changed the name from ThaiFex to ThaiFex Anuga Asia, and it is very famous and very well known to among those in food and beverage trades. And therefore, the ThaiFex Anuga Asia's target visitors are food importers and buyers from around the world. And I believe that many of the importers around the world have marked the ThaiFex Anuga Asia to be a must visit for the food and beverage.
It's a very important platform.
Right, yes, that's correct. And besides that, not only the fame of the Thai cuisine, but also the abilities on food manufacturing that make Thailand destination for sourcing food supplies. And Thailand is not only focused on staple food or basic food or agricultural products, but also we have done a lot of researches and developed for the new product that follow the global trends. For example, like the future food, functional food, organic food, medical foods, and novel food. And here I would like to show you some of the clip that can be seen that Thailand has emphasized on
these new innovations,
products, something like that. And the first one, I would like to show you about the alternative protein products that
Thailand, tastes
that
of a
are very
flavorful future.
important nowadays.
Alternative
And the second one would be
proteins from
the
Thailand.
gluten-free
By
products.
let's have a look.
2050, global food systems will need to meet the dietary demands of more than 10 billion people. To feed them all, governments will need to develop alternative sources of sustainable nutrition. Alternative proteins that can act as substitutes for traditional animal-based food are attracting considerable financial investment, research attention and food manufacturers. Thailand already has alternative protein solutions that can be utilised immediately. Textured vegetable protein. Textured vegetable protein, made from defatted soy flour, contains more than 50% of protein and a wide range of essential amino acids. It can be used in vegetarian food or as a meat substitute in the food industry. Edible insects. Edible insects are an outstanding source of protein, fibre, amino acids and minerals. To achieve equivalent amounts of protein, crickets require 6 times less feed than cattle, 4 times less than sheep and 2 times less than pigs or chickens. Popular edible insects in Thailand are crickets, ant eggs, grasshoppers, beetles, and worms. They are eaten as snacks, ready to eat or with liquor. Anyone for a cricket shake? Thailand, tastes of a flavourful future.
So that was about
Thailand,
the proteins.
tastes of a
And now to
flavourful
gluten-free.
future. 3 gluten-free products you should know. People with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity cannot tolerate gluten, not even in tiny amounts. So there is a growing world market for gluten-free products, with sales expected to reach $7.59 billion by 2020. Many food products from Thailand are popular gluten-free alternatives and can be part of a healthy diet. Rice. Thailand is one of the world's largest rice exporters. Yes, all rice is gluten-free. Many gluten-free packaged goods are made with rice instead of wheat. You can enjoy a wide range of rice from Thailand: white, red, brown, black, rice brie and glutinous rice. Thai rice is used to make rice bran oil, flour, noodles, pastas, milk and lots of delicious snacks. Tapioca. A gluten-free starch extracted from cassava plant, tapioca is a staple food for millions of people in tropical countries. You can use tapioca flour for soup and desserts, or find tapioca pearls in popular Asian milk tea drinks. Coconut. Coconut is a superfood that should be part of any gluten-free diet. This includes coconut flour, coconut oil, coconut milk, coconut juice. Well, now you know what to look for when it comes to gluten-free products. Lastly, be sure to check the label on the packaging or contact the manufacturer for more information. Thailand, tastes of a flavourful future.
Wow, innovative products in the food business.
Certainly.
Alternative protein and gluten-free products.
And there are more and more as well, but I just would like to show you just only a few examples, that's all.
I see. Now, the pandemic has affected a number of industries. What about the food sector? How has COVID-19 affected the food businesses here?
Definitely the COVID-19 pandemic has affected the negative sides to the economies of the world, including the import and export, as well as to the transportation and logistics, that we cannot avoid that thing. And however, many of the Thai food products and producers are still sufficient for domestic consumptions and have excess supplies to export. Here are the food products that show export growth in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemics. For example, like the condiment from Thailand has been growth 8%, fruit and vegetable from Thailand has growth 7.4%, as per the canned tuna, is growth 3.6%, and for the cassava products has been growth to 2.6%. And totally for the Thailand export to food and beverage products, excluding sugar, in 2020 worth $28,000 million and increased by 0.4%. And besides that, Thailand is highly concerned about the hygiene of food and beverage products. Thailand is pioneer in monitoring and issuing the COVID-19 prevention-based practice certificate to food manufacturers to ensure sound and safe of the food production from Thailand. And to show you the concrete examples of the thing that we have done, so that you can see how we have done with the COVID-19 prevention-based practice certification to make the world know that how concerned the government, the Thai government has a concern with the food product, food industry.
So we have an example here.
Right, yes.
Members of the Thai Tuna Industry Association have established preventive measures against the spread of COVID-19 by adhering to the guidelines from the Ministry of Public Health and Department of Fisheries to create confidence for consumers worldwide. Workers are screened and tested before entering and leaving the factory. Information is recorded for verification. All vehicles are sanitized before bringing supplies into the production line. Workers are trained about hygiene related to COVID-19. They must wear hygienic suit and mask every time before operation. Workers place priority on hygiene by washing their hands with liquid soap and antiseptic solution. Practiced during operation and related activities. All products are sterilized at more than 118 degrees Celsius. Working areas and equipment are kept clean all the time. Sterilization is sprayed at the packaging and stocking areas. The containers are clean, both outside and inside. The factories are inspected and certified in GMP and HACCP by the Department of Fishery, and also trained and certified in preventive measures against COVID-19 by the Ministry of Public Health and Department of Fisheries. To be certain and confident that all Thai tuna products, canned fish, are safe and free from COVID-19 contamination.
Well, those are some of the interesting best practices, to prevent COVID and also to build confidence amongst your consumers. Now, as for the other measures that has been done in order to help manufacturers and exporters cope with the pandemic, what has been done by the DITP, sir?
Well, as you know that most of the export, promotional activities has involved with traveling from among exporter and importers, and of course the strict and limited travel have caused the trouble for arranging the promotional activities here in Thailand or in overseas for our office. Therefore, we have to to transform our activities from offline into online. For example, we have to change from organizing trade mission overseas or bringing trade mission coming to Thailand. Then we have changed it into online business matching. And since the beginning of the pandemic last year, we have done a lot of online business matching, and I would say that it's quite successful in terms of the making the business going on. And that is one of the examples that we have to transform. Other than that is we have to enhance or to build the competitiveness of the entrepreneur. Therefore, we have changed the offline training or seminar into the webinar via Zoom or webinar, that type of thing. That are the things that we have done. Besides that, we have done a lot of trade exhibitions. As if during the normal situation, we have done a lot of activities in terms of organizing a trade fair in Thailand, or even we bring the delegation to overseas to participate in overseas trade fair. And during the COVID pandemic, so we have to, because it's barred from us to travel outside, and the buyers and importers were not able to come to Thailand. Therefore, we have to change our activities into a virtual exhibitions. And for one of the examples that we have done in terms of the food industry for the Thai Fest, we have organized a kind of the combination of the offline and the online, which what we call the hybrid
format.
Hybrid format, yes. And we might consider that we are the first that we have organized the food exhibition in terms of the hybrid. The reason behind that is because we believe that in Thailand, from our data, from the previous data, we have a lot of buying agent in terms of the food buying agent that's based in Thailand. So therefore, during that time, the situation in Thailand is also in a good condition that we can organize a trade fair, in physical trade fair. And for those visitors or those buyers who based overseas that could not come to Thailand, therefore we have add the virtual online matching for them. That's why we always say to among ourselves that even in any other situation, how hard it is, therefore for the commercial and trade should continue. So, yeah.
I heard it was pretty successful as the organizing of Thai Fest Anuga 2020 in the hybrid format. A lot of business and negotiations, a lot of trade and value.
Yes, this is quite surprisingly for us, but it gave us a very good in ourselves that we have done the first time that we used the hybrid, and it came out to be quite a successful trade exhibitions. And I would like to keep the information for the Thai Fest Anuga Asia, which is before the COVID-19 pandemic, which is the Thai that previously we used the Thai Fest before
the normal exhibition that used to be held before COVID.
Before COVID, we call Thai Fest, and which is one of the most efficient platform to showcase the competitiveness and advancement of the Thai food and beverage industry to the world. and it is one of the largest fair that can lead to most of the visitors and buyers who come to Thailand to visit the Thai Fest. And the first Thai Fest that we organized since 1991 and up until 2003, we initiate the department has initiated the collaboration between the private sectors and the government by pooling the strength of the private sector to join with us with the Thai Chamber of Commerce and Colonel Messe, which is one of the great organizers of the food fair named Anuga in Germany. And that's why since 2003 we have formed the three parties to organize this fair, and it's gained reputation since then. And it's become one of the largest food trade fair in Asia and or even in the regions. And then in 2020, we decided to, before the pandemic, we have decided to change the name from Thai Fest into Thai Fest Anuga Asia. But unfortunately,
the pandemic struck.
The pandemic came out. However, we came up with the hybrid edition.
So initially the fair was supposed to be held sometime in May, but then we just came out of lockdown and then it was held in September, right?
In September, we have to reschedule to the new schedule in September. During that time, we expect that the situation should be better. Mm-hmm. However, if we look into the before the pandemic, the exhibitions area of the Thai Fest will cover almost 131,000 square meters, which is one of the largest fair, or we can consider that this is the largest fair in Thailand. Mm-hmm. That occupy a lot of areas, and there were about 2,007 companies from 42 countries that exhibit in Thai Fest, and the visitors number reached over 100,000 visitors, and for the trade visitor will be 60,000 trade visitors, and over 10,000 or 13,000 visitors from overseas. Mm-hmm. And I just would like to show you the atmosphere or of the Thai Fest World of Food before we use the Thai Fest World of Food Asia in 2019. This is the normal one.
ประกอบการเองเนี่ยที่เป็นผู้ผลิตก็ต้องถือว่าก็เป็นงานที่ดีที่สุดที่จะได้ประชาสัมพันธ์ผลิตภัณฑ์ของตัวเองเพราะว่ากลุ่มลูกค้าหลากหลายแล้วก็มีผู้เข้าชมงานเยอะจริงๆค่ะ
งานนี้ดีนะครับสำหรับผู้ประกอบการเองที่ต้องการหาคอนเน็กชันในเรื่องของการส่งออกนะฮะหาเทรดดิ้งอีกอย่างหนึงคือมาดูไอเดียได้ครับว่าตอนนี้เขามีเทรนด์ในแบบไหน
Perfect. It's amazing display of exhibitors across world. It's very quality exhibition, I would say. Very quality.
So that was
So-
a normal edition.
Right. And later on, I will show you during the pandemic, we have changed it into hybrid. So it's have a combination of the offline and the online combinations. As you know that the COVID-19 situation in Thailand improved during that time. So that period in September to 2020s and at the beginning, it's like, as you know, that the COVID-19 pandemic has effect to most of the trade fairs that have been cancelled or rescheduled, and for the Thai Fest as well, that unavoidable that we have to reschedule from May into September, and we moved to September with the hope that during September the situation of the COVID-19 should be improved. However, when we came up in September, still the visitors from overseas still were unable to fly into Thailand.
The skies were still closed
Right.
at that time.
But-
Still now.
Still, yes, but we hope that for the next edition it should be improved, and we look forward to see many visitors from overseas to come to Thailand, and Thailand is welcome everyone to visit, especially for the business visitors. As you know that mice industry in Thailand are very keen and are very welcome to everyone as well, and during that time we decide to organize the Thai Fest Adukai Asia on a hybrid edition, since we have analyzed with the data that we got from previous year that we have a lot of overseas buying agent that's based in Thailand, and therefore we organize a kind of physical platform that they could visit to us. And for those overseas buyers that were unable to fly to Thailand, we have put a lot of effort in terms of online and virtual exhibition, which we add to like a 3D and 360 degree that you can see the atmosphere of the booth. And we have put what we call Thai Fest Spotters, which is a kind of online business matching to match those visitors or buyers from overseas to meet with the exporter from Thailand. And besides that, the government are very resilient and adaptable. We trust that the fair itself will help and stimulate the economy of the country. That's why we continue our Thai Fest Adukai Asia with the hybrid edition. And with the pandemic still going on there, so we have to make sure the safetyness and the hygiene for those for those local visitors to come to Thailand. We have a very good and close consultation with the Ministry of Health to assure of the hygiene measurements and to guarantee the smoothness of the fair. And besides that, overseas as I mentioned earlier, overseas importers can enjoy the option of the Thai exporter that we organize a kind of the online business matching for them, and the outcome turned out to be quite successful as we got the result. And actually, even because during the pandemic situation, the size of the exhibition have reduced, or I think more over half of the size of the normal exhibition that we have organized. But the result of the revenue generated from the exhibitions and among the business relating to the exhibition industries were satisfied. So I would say that the ThaiFest Anuga Asia in 2020 was quite a successful one, and I would like to show you the atmosphere of the hybrid edition from last year in ThaiFest Anuga Asia 2020.
Let's have a look.
เราคิดว่ามันเป็นโอกาสนะครับที่ผู้ผลิตนะครับจะได้มาเจอผู้ค้าแล้วก็ผู้บริโภคนะครับอันนี้ก็เป็นโอกาสที่ทำให้เราได้เล่าให้ฟังถึงนวัตกรรมใหม่ๆแล้วสิ่งที่เรามีเนี่ยจะตอบโจทย์ผู้บริโภคในยุคโควิดอันนี้อย่างไรได้บ้าง
We've had many buyers coming to visit us interested in the products of the companies that we represent. In terms of productivity, for us it seems like about the same.
อยากจะมาดูรูปแบบใหม่ด้วยการจัดแบบไฮบริดมีเรื่องของ distancing มีการป้องกันต่างๆสแกนบาร์โค้ดเพื่อจะเข้างานนะคะอันนี้ก็ให้ความมั่นใจที่ดีมากค่ะ
There's so much variety to be seen here, so much creativity. I highly recommend it. I'm very impressed with the attendance and also that all the exhibitors are still here.
Wow, that's an interesting platform. I understand that a lot of new opportunities took place there.
Definitely, and we still keep on doing the best for the food industry in Thailand or even in the region as well. And I would like to report you on the result from the ThaiFest Anuga Asia 2020, which is a hybrid form. There were 797 companies that exhibit with the total of 1,776 booths. And from those 797 companies, which are 527 are the Thai companies, and we also have about 270 foreign companies or importer of foreign products that based in Thailand. And total number of the visitors was 54,396 people, which is not bad at least. And among those, the trade visitors will be 21,104 people, including the foreigner that living in Thailand. The public visitors will be 33,292 people that visiting the fair. And the top 5 of the registered countries that visit the fair were the US, China, Malaysia, Japan, and Korea. And for the top 5 matching countries that the fair is still that have the matching for them, the top 5 are China, India, the US, and Malaysia, and
Bangladesh.
And Bangladesh, yes. These are the top 5 that have done a lot of business matching for them.
Well, it looks like it was a successful show. Now looking into 2021, will it continue to be the same format?
Well, the 2021, initially we scheduled to be held from 25th to 29th of May this year, and actually it will be the hybrid format as well. That means that we will have the physical on ground plus the virtual trade shows. This is under the condition that the COVID-19 pandemic is
it's still there.
It's still okay.
It's still around, but okay.
Yeah. But if it turned out to be worse than this, then we might have to readjust the activities. But definitely during the May 25th to 29th this year, you will see the Thai Fec Anuka Asia, and we do hope that it will be the successful one as well.
Mm-hmm. So within this fair, you'll be introducing some new promotional activities?
Yes,
actually, to attract more attention?
Actually, the department is working on the model, what we call mirror models. And you might be curious to know how does it work. Actually, we have overcome the obstacle with the COVID-19 pandemic that bar us to travel easily, and that's why we create the mirror model by participating. For example, like we participate in the overseas trade fairs, and then we send our products to be displayed in those trade fairs, and we will utilize the local people to act on behalf of the company that send the product there, and they will act as salespersons or the marketing on behalf of those product those company in Thailand. And if the buyer have more in-depth information that the salesperson there or the local people are not able to answer, then we have set up the teleconference from the booth in those fairs, and then they can connect and discuss with talk with the company in Thailand.
In detail, I see.
And then they can they can bring the product, and they can look, oh, the product has some what is the special for that product, so that they can feel it by hand. That's why we call mirror. This is and actually mirror we are planning to do it. Actually, in other product sectors, we have already done. For example, like for the fashion item, we have done in Tokyo early this year, and it was quite successful, and it's very interesting for others to look our model, how does it work, and it might be applicable to others to follow. And I think it's quite a good experience for them as well, because as I mentioned earlier that what in any situations trade have to continue. That's why we have to find the tools, the proper tools to fit in the changing environment. And in according to the food industry, we actually it is still going on here in Dubai. For the Gulf food, we have set up the Thailand pavilion there by using the mirror model, and we plan to use it in the Fooddex Japan as well in March, and in Seoul Food and Hotel in July that we are going to use the mirror model. And I would like to show you the pictures of the mirror model that we have done during the Gulf food, and we got a good response from those buyers, and they were very thankful to us that we can create the thing that they can keep continuing with the trade with the Thai exporters. Here's the picture that's shown that the importer in the Gulf that are very interesting to connect with the Thai exporters. And as you can see, this one of the buyers that shown how the bottles and maybe the size and whether you can produce this in not that, and which means that the company in Thailand can reply immediately. This is one of the new products that the department is going to implement, and I think it might be a good model to others as well.
I see. So very interesting indeed, and I believe that ThaiFex will be one of the best platforms for the food industry, enabling companies to network with partners across the world, wherever you are. This is going to work, and Mirror is a new model, and we'll see how it goes in ThaiFex Anuga 2021. Well, sir, thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure being here, and we do look forward to welcoming and to seeing our food industry business to visit to the ThaiFex Anuga Asia 2021, and we guarantee or assure you of the best thing that we can offer to everyone. Thank you very much.
All right, that was the Director General of the Department of International Trade Promotion, Ministry of Commerce, Kun Somdet Susomboon. We'll now take a short break, but we have another topic coming up that will be the last for the day, the second and final day of Thailand MICE Virtual Expo, which will touch on the hospitality sector. And the topic is resetting Thailand's hospitality for future business events. I'll be joined by the President of Thai Hotels Association, and she's Kun Marissa Sukoson, also Mr. Thalun Teng of the Royal Paragon Hall and True Icon Hall. So stay where you are. We'll be right back. As for now, for the both of us, thank you very much for joining, and สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ